So hi, I'm Don McCown. I'm one of the co-directors of the Center for Contemplative Studies. Really happy that you have braved the drizzle and the Scotch mist and are willing to come and celebrate this with us. So because this is the Center for Contemplative Studies, I'd like to start with a little bit of a meditation, and I was going to do a moving meditation, and you're all holding umbrellas. So we won't do that. So what I'd like you to do is maybe just to pay attention to three things. We'll do them one at a time, okay? So the first thing that you could pay attention to is gravity, something that doesn't get very much PR. Right? We don't usually think about our relationship to gravity, so maybe you're standing here and you could feel the fact that you're being held by the earth. Gravity is holding you here. And just noticing that. If you can let your body feel gravity, maybe you find that it helps you to come to a little more rest than maybe you've had. If you're interested, you could close your eyes for just a few seconds. Feel into that sense of gravity. And so the second thing you could notice is that you are breathing. We all share that. We are all breathing in this moment. So maybe you can notice, you don't have to breathe any way special. You can just notice that you are breathing. And that there's movement in your body from that breathing. And again, if it helps you, you could close your eyes. Sometimes that brings us a little closer to what we're feeling in our bodies. So just feeling what's there. Just in this present moment. As the raindrops are falling, noticing that you're breathing. And so the third thing that you could notice is how you're feeling right now. What's it like in your, let's call it your mind. What's it like in your thoughts and your emotions right now? Just maybe you could get a little clarity on that. Just noticing how you are. And so maybe you're a little more here. Maybe you're a little more wet. I don't know. And maybe you're a little more in touch with how you are. So thanks for doing that with me, for getting here, for arriving here. We have our friends with us. We have some really great friends who have helped us in the development of the Center for Contemplative Studies, which has been going on for a very long time. Actually, I stepped into it in 2011, and it's sort of changed its name. It was the Center for Stress Reduction, and now it's the Center for Contemplative Studies, because we wanted to make it bigger, and that was our intention. That was sort of the space that we held for it, and by George, it's gotten bigger. We're no longer using space that we can get here, there, and everywhere on campus. We're in one spot, so that is a marvelous thing for which we are unbelievably grateful. So I would like to introduce one of the great friends of the center right from 2011, I believe, and that is the mayor of Westchester, Carolyn Comida. And Carolyn, would you say a few words for us?
Good afternoon, friends. Thank you, Don. I'm happy to be your friend for as long as possible, starting in 2011. It was New Year's Day, and I was making my New Year's resolutions, and I'd been practicing mindfulness meditation for many years, but I thought I needed a booster. So I Googled it, and up came the University of Pennsylvania Mindfulness Center, and I said, I'm going to have to go to Philadelphia for mindfulness? Well, if I have to, okay, it's my New Year's resolution. So then I took my own good advice and I said, wait a minute. If we're a community with a university in it, the first thing I should do is say, I wonder how our university can help me. So I gave a call and I said, do we by any chance do mindfulness meditation here at Westchester University? Well, of course we do. In fact, Don McCowan just came to us. So I reached out to Don, and over lunch, we decided that what might be really exciting would be to hold a mindfulness course for community leaders. He said, this hasn't been done before. And we'll do a pre-test and a post-test. So Don provided the course and the training, and I provided the students. We had a senator, a judge, a mayor, a couple borough council members, a couple of assistants, a couple of interns. And it was a very, very successful. We then went on and had another class that was open to the entire community. And I can speak personally and gratefully to Don. Life is stressful. There's no question. And we're never going to get rid of the stress, but we can learn to manage our stress, live in the moment, and really take good care of ourselves and help improve the world around us as a result. So I want to thank Don. This center for the young people, as I said, life is stressful. The world has, I don't know, maybe never been more stressful than today, and I'm sure everyone has said that every year in the course of history. But one thing we can do is take good care of ourselves, and that's always number one. So while I have the mic for just a moment, I would like to, because I'm mayor and I can put my mayor's hat on, and something only a mayor can do is present a key to the city. Now we are a borough, but still. I would like to ask Pat and Diane Croce to join me for one moment, please. You're going to be hearing from Pat and Diane soon. Pat and I share something. We were both at Westchester University in the 70s. Diane was here visiting Pat in the 70s. And we are grateful to Pat and Diane for their very generous donation that made this center go from an idea to a reality. And when I present the key to the city, I think of the key, I present the key as a key to our future. And there's no question that taking good care of ourselves is the key to our future. But helping others, especially our young people, shape their own healthy lives, Pat and Diane are a key to the future of all of the students and faculty and community at in Westchester. We are grateful and we thank you. So thank you all, and I look forward to seeing you in the center, meditating with you in the future. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Oh, wonderful. So I would like to introduce another great friend of the Center for Contemplative Studies who's really helped us over the last few years to become something larger, to hold more space. So Dean Linda Adams.
Thank you so much, Don. Good afternoon, and thank you for coming this afternoon in the rain. That just shows that you are truly our friends. And for us at the College of Health Sciences at Westchester University, this is an exciting day. And this center is a wonderful addition to Westchester University's campus. Providing mindfulness education has been important for both Don and Chris. Chris is the other co-director for the program, Chris Morricone. And for the last 5 years, they have been offering classes and bringing people to campus as speakers. But now they're going to focus on the students here on our campus. This will be the home for offering students with strategies and practices to improve their own quality of life. Mindfulness education has the ability to not only improve their academic success, but bring resiliency and clarity and help them to have balance in their life. The contemplative practices that they will learn here will help them to reduce their stress, to gain a deeper understanding of themselves, and then to provide them with the tools to be calm and to learn how to slow down, to stay focused on their studies, and to just have a greater overall quality of life. We know that science has said that these practices work. We want to put these practices to work here on our campus, here for our students. And we hope that what they learn through all of these programs will help them as they move not only from Westchester University, but move on in their life and help them to find balance and have a well-balanced, productive life. So we at Westchester University and the College of Health Sciences are so grateful to the Croce family for providing us with the funding to help support this. The other person who I want to thank for helping us, and I want to introduce him to you. I know you all know who he is. It's our interim president, Dr. Chris Fiorentino. And Chris has been with us for a long time. Started out as a faculty member. So you know, those people who are faculty members now, you can move up and do better things. He was the chair. Then he went on to become the dean, and he was our vice president, and now he's serving in the interim role as our president. So Chris, come up and say hi.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome. I'm delighted to be here today, and in the spirit of mindfulness, rain is a blessing. So I would say, Don. So we can close our eyes and enjoy the rain a little bit also. And actually, this is our second rainy event of the day, so my suit's already wet. It doesn't really matter. So I'm easy. I'm delighted to be here today. You've already heard a little bit of the background about the activities, the mindfulness activity starting in 2011, and recently, Pat and Diane reconnected with us. They've been outstanding supporters of the university for many, many years, which we definitely appreciate all the things you've done, Pat and Diane, and with the opportunity to expand the mindfulness activities into the Center for Contemplative Studies. It's just a great opportunity. The mayor was talking about stress a minute ago, and of course we all have stress in our lives, but 6 months ago I took a new job, and I learned a whole new level of stress. And I started trying to take some time to sit in my office. People looking in the window probably said, "Why is the president sleeping?" But I found that it's important to kind of slow your pulse down, slow your blood pressure down, try to banish the thoughts from your head. Actually, I had lunch with Pat and Don and Chris, and I guess Mark was there, and I was talking about the challenge of trying to meditate and not think about anything, and you try to focus and calm down, and all of a sudden you're thinking about something, you say, "Darn! Try again, refocus." And Pat said, "It just takes practice. It takes practice." And absolutely, that's what I'm finding, and it's a huge help, and it's a very important thing in a stressful life, I do have to say. I do have the honor of introducing Pat, which is a wonderful honor. He's an alum of Westchester. Actually, a couple of interesting quotes here. He said, I recall saying to a reporter that he wondered what his 20-year-old self would have done with the knowledge of mindfulness if the Center for Contemplative Studies had existed when he was a student. Pat was a high-energy student when he was on the Westchester campus. That's what I've heard anyway. In the same interview, he noted that if mindfulness practice has taught me anything, it is to live in the now, not in the past, which is good advice indeed. I suspect living in the now feels especially fulfilling these days to Center co-directors Don McGowan and Christine Morcone, to everyone involved in the Center. Thanks to the Croce's gift, they've been raising awareness of the Center both on and off campus, providing staff with mental health first aid training, funding graduate assistance and faculty release time, and much more. And we needed a space to do this, and in this room, if you haven't peeked in already, I remember teaching a class in this room. I've been here a long time. It was probably about 1985, and to go in there and take a look at it now, laid out for this new use, is very exciting. It's a nice, ample space, so that's terrific. So Pat has been a physical therapist, a sports team executive, an owner, a motivational speaker, author of a dozen books, television commentator, entrepreneur, and last but not least, a proud Golden Ram. Pat began his career as a physical therapist and later was an athletic trainer for the Philadelphia 76ers, although I recall, Pat, you were with the Flyers before the Sixers. Am I remembering that correctly? Okay. I'm a big Flyers fan, so that was important to me. He was the founder of Sports Physical Therapists, a chain of 40 rehab centers, which he sold to NovaCare in 1993. He signed on as the president of the Philadelphia 76ers and became a minority owner in 1996. One of his most notable front office moves was to draft Allen Iverson, who of course was recently inducted into the Hall of Fame. So good call on that one, Pat. I think a statement on Pat's website says it best: a positive, high-energy, adventurous lifestyle with entrepreneurial DNA. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Pat Croce and thanking him and Diane for their contributions to the Westchester Center for Contemplative Studies.
Thank you, Chris. Thanks, Don. Thanks, Chris. Thanks, the Dean. Thank you, the Mayor. But most importantly, Diane and I are psyched to be able to help bring the Center for Contemplative Studies here to Westchester University. We've been trained or taught in the past to have a healthy interaction between the body and the mind. About 100 years ago, a little less than 100 years ago, the yogi, Paramahansa Yogananda, introduced to the West his Eastern teachings, including meditation and yoga, that enhanced, expanded the balance of body, mind, and spirit. And that's what you're going to see here at the Center for Contemplative Studies. The challenge to bring our students, young and old alike, to realize the art of living life fully, physically, emotionally, intellectually, and spiritually. This is a beautiful path. It's a balance of combining the dimension of being with becoming or doing. The how you do things is more important than the what or the where. When you do something, anything, everything, as small as it is, with alert awareness or mindfulness, and we have experts in mindfulness as our executive directors in Don and Chris. It's a wonderful practice to have right here at your disposal. When you do something with pure mindfulness, it makes everything not a means to an end, but an end unto itself. And it's how you do everything, investing your being in the doing. There's a Zen saying that says, how you do anything is how you do everything. That spiritual presence that's behind the doing, that's the beautiful thing that makes life so precious. And that's what we're going to accentuate here at the center. And don't get me wrong, A balanced life is still a challenging life. But, and here's the secret that you get when you walk in this door, your life is now void of suffering and any iterations of suffering. The angst goes down. The worry, as Chris says, goes down. The anger and fear, they all go down. The intolerance, the impatience, they all go down because they're only mental formations that you can make go away. And the presence comes up. As the Buddha said, and he's smiling on me right now, pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. Suffering is optional. It's true. I'm proof positive, that when you combine a balance of body, mind, and spirit, you can change your life drastically. And I'm going to preach that message now till I die. And this is a venue in which we can all preach it and it can all sustain a presence. Now, I'd like to say on behalf of the Croce family, and some members are here, Diane and Julia, why don't you come up here, please? Come on up here, my grandkids. Come on, Mac. Louie. And JJ, my daughter-in-law Julia, and my wife Diane, on behalf of the Croce family, we feel privileged to have the opportunity to help Westchester University share these wonderful teachings and learnings and the Center for Contemplative Studies and the unique offerings under Don and Chris to the Westchester University family. Thank you very much and namaste.
Thank you for that, Pat. Up. Is this on? No. What did I do? There. I'm talking now. Okay. So, Pat and Diane, could you please come back? So, Mark Pavlovich, are we gonna cut the are we gonna cut the ribbon? Yeah, okay.
I wish we had one of these on
okay.
campus 44 years ago.
Okay, so what we'd like to do is a ribbon cutting.
Wonderful.
So I have somewhere two graduate assistants. They're right there who are going to stretch the ribbon. That's Kevin. And so,
a photograph of everybody.
oh, absolutely. You can help us arrange ourselves if you're the central photographer here.
And here we go. This is a good one. Go from
Okay, so I'm going to start at 10. The audience can help us with this, so we're going to go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah! Got it in motion. Perfect.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh my God.
Okay. Thank you.
Official.
Yes, it's official.
Never had that.
Yeah.
We used to have to
Yeah.